Welcome to the Running with James podcast, where every HYROX athlete, OCR competitor, and the everyday runner has a place. We're passionate about building a community that supports, building confidence that empowers, and building champions who rise. Together, we'll push limits and chase what moves us. Remember, when you change your mind, you change your life. Now here's your host, James Wyatt.
And welcome back to another edition of Running with James. Guys, I'm hoping that we can keep the energy up. Coach Lauren was engaged just a second ago because we were talking about movies and all things pop culture. But I fear we may have lost her because we're going to talk serious, real stuff.
Real stuff.
She went out, like we say, don't go out too hot.
You don't go out too hot,
She
guys.
went out hot out of the
She
gate.
does tend to do that.
Yeah.
She does tend to go out hot.
Yeah. I've got it kind of dialed in for my races and not so much for life
Oh, okay.
and interacting with people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go out real hot with
So you
people.
come on strong.
Come on strong. And then
fade.
and then by the end of the evening or the event, I'm just like sitting in the corner with your dog or cat
Yeah.
and just waiting. Or maybe I'll make an Irish goodbye kind of thing.
What's that?
Irish goodbye is when you leave without saying anything.
That sounds kind of racist.
That's what it's called. You've never heard that?
Never heard that before.
Yeah, it's
Have you
called
heard that before?
I have.
Thank you.
Still
It's
sounds
called
racist. I don't know. That's racist against Irish people. I'm part Irish. by
I'm
the way.
part
I think
Irish.
that's very offensive.
I am also part Irish.
You're what?
Part Irish.
That's not what you said.
It sounded-
Were you trying to sound Irish when you said it?
No,
I'm
but
part Irish.
I do think I was still half asleep when I said it.
That was a horrible accent, but still, that's what it sounded like.
I think I was still
It
waking
kind of sounded
up.
like your Italian accent.
Yeah, why does your Italian and your French and your Irish all sound the
My
same?
French and my Australian sound
And your Irish.
really similar.
Yeah,
And
man.
also my Irish as well.
They all sound the
Yeah.
same.
It might just
Give me Lucky Charms.
interchange Lucky Charms with shrimp on the Barbie.
The only one I think I can do really well is a Spanish and a more Asian accent.
Oh,
but
no.
they sound really, really offensive.
Yeah.
So I try not to do
I feel like
those
you
too
don't do
much.
Spanish as well as you think you do.
Oh, I've got a good Spanish accent. Because I've been around Spanish people my whole life. Talida's always trying to get me to speak Spanish. She's always correcting my Spanish, too. This is something that kind of bothers me a little bit. Okay, I'm surrounded by people whose first language is not English. And when they speak English, I don't correct them constantly with their pronunciation of English words.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're coming up to me and they're saying things like, okay, here's a perfect example.
You correct Talita constantly.
Only because she's always correcting me. That's it. But if she's just talking, I'm not going to correct her.
Eye for an eye, James. Never an eye for an eye.
Okay. Well, let me. Okay. Well, how about this one? Hey,
Be better than that, James.
the other day I was doing such and such, and then out of the bloom, somebody came up and said something to me. Would you understand what that person's saying?
I wouldn't understand. I would assume she meant blue.
But she didn't say blue.
Oh.
She said out of the bloom.
Yeah, I know, but I would assume what she was trying to say is blue.
So exactly. So I would say, oh, okay. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Even though not only did she say the word incorrectly, she said a completely different word. Blue is a color.
Yeah.
Bloom is something a flower does.
Yeah.
So she took a freaking adjective and put a freaking verb in its place.
Not true.
Correct? I didn't correct her, whatever. But I say freaking, I don't know, adios. She's like, it's adios. Yes, it's like, no, that is incorrect, James. It's adios. You know, I'm not putting the inflection in the right place or something.
No.
Every time.
I've been there, but you will say that. And they're like, what?
Yeah, like they don't understand.
What?
You're trying your hardest.
Like they don't understand the word.
Yeah.
But it's just you have one inflection off, and they're like,
oh, do you mean? Yeah. So the young lady on Friday, she's doing that to me too. Say the.
Young lady. Oh, is she?
Because she's trying to teach me Spanish.
Okay.
And so I will use Spanish words because she wants me to use Spanish words and she wants me to learn. And so I know some Spanish words. And so, like, I'll say something. What did I say? Oh, I said, she said thank you or gracias or whatever, right? Or gracias.
Gracias.
Right? And then I said, de nada. She said, oh, no. Con gusto. And I was like, what? With. Like, I like it, like with pleasure. Is that what I should say? She's like, yes, that's better. That's what you want to say.
Oh, it's probably more formal.
I think it's not as formal.
Yeah.
I think is the deal. It's how you would actually speak to one
okay.
another.
Okay.
Right? And I said, oh, well, con gusto. She's like, no. I was like, you know what I'm saying. So
He also got. You were with a client when I was leading that class, and at the very end, you said he like out loud called Zeta out or Saida out. I did it again, Saida out, and he was like, "Why don't you correct her when she says your name wrong?"
I said her name. I was like,
I didn't
because it's
know.
spelled Zaida, I think, whatever. And I said Zeta, and she's like,
That's what I've been saying.
Saida. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I'll try to say it right. She called her Zeta like the whole class.
I didn't know. That was my first
Just
time really
over and over,
interacting
and
with
not
her.
one time.
No.
Not one
once
correction?
did she correct her.
And so after he called her out,
I said, hey.
I asked her
Why don't you call it the white girl?
Yeah.
And you know why it is?
because I'm a lady.
No, it's because
I'm cute.
Look at you.
I'm cute.
And look at me.
I'm cute.
She's assuming I should speak Spanish. That's the problem.
You,
It's like this dude.
you look Dominican.
So she thinks I should know how to speak Spanish.
Yeah.
I got that Cuban Dominican look.
That's very
And
possible.
so they're upset with me because I don't speak Spanish,
It's
even
possible.
though there is nothing Latin in me.
I don't say people. They say you might see a white person and be like, we're not even gonna try.
No, exactly. They know.
Yeah.
They know. Those little lips, those little thin lips you got, those lips can't curl an R. Let me see you curl an R. See, you're trying to look offended, and your lips are just
They've gone. They've vanished.
disappeared.
They
God.
vanished.
roll an R.
That's so
Roll it on.
mean.
Go.
Not doing anything now. Now I'm really shutting down. That's so rude. My lips are just normal.
They are normal for a white girl.
For a white person, yeah.
I have been told my lips are lovely.
I didn't say they weren't lovely. I just said that
Small
they're
lips can be
not-
lovely.
My
Yeah.
lips are not small.
Why do you,
Stop.
why do you want something that you don't have? You look lovely.
Small means small. When I think small, I think like pencil thin, like it's not there.
Yeah.
My lips
Yeah,
are. My lips. That's not what.
Yes.
Yes.
That is not what I have. I have normal lips.
Actually,
Nobody said they were not normal. They're just not big old fluffy pillows that you can like cuddle in.
Yeah.
I don't like that you do that gesture when you say cuddle.
You don't like that?
I don't.
You don't like that? I don't think my wife likes my lips, to be honest with you.
No.
No. Every time I kiss her, she's like. So I don't know if it's because I'm just gross or
Too much
what.
pillow.
Too much pillow.
Too much pillow.
It'll just suffocate you. It'll suffocate
Yeah.
you. So, but you know, people are paying a lot of money nowadays to have
do the
pillow
lips. Yeah.
Right. So you better not show up one day looking like a bee stung your lips, just coming in.
I'm gonna get a real. I'm gonna get a real bee to
Well,
sting my lips,
technically,
though.
it could be
It
studied
could.
for her.
Yeah.
Anyone else? No.
For me,
but-
it could actually be. I'm gonna get a real bee in.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. It would kill my bee.
The bottle.
It wouldn't. I've had that before.
Have you?
No, well, I've had it on the top, and the top get really thick.
Yeah.
And the bottom one just goes in.
Did you feel like you were?
I was not.
attractive?
I was not pretty.
Not more attractive.
Well, no, because it was a bee sting, so it also affected the whole upper part of my face, and my eyes got really
See, I think
stuck behind
people
everything.
don't understand this when it comes to like making adjustments to their face. Is that their face is probably that way because like that's how God made it. Like the pieces work together really well. So when you like change some of those pieces, it completely changes the look. I mean, you saw the Jim Carrey thing.
Yeah.
Everybody's freaking out about Jim Carrey. Looks like the dude just had a little work done, or
That wasn't the same.
It
That
wasn't
wasn't
Jim
Jim
Carrey.
Carrey. That wasn't Jim Carrey.
it was somebody wearing a mask of
Yeah.
Jim Carrey.
I saw that. So,
Right? So it could be either one. And knowing Jim Carrey, he could have done that just to mess with people.
send someone to the
Send
premiere.
because I don't want to go for this stinking
Kevin
lame-
James has done that before. Done like those kind of marketing stunts.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those kind of things are big right now.
Yeah.
Get people real freaked out.
Get them freaked out. So
That's a very Jim Carrey move.
it is a very Jim Carrey move. But I'm just saying, like, people go around changing your face too much. You know, you want to get a little filler, a little Botox, little get rid of those.
Like a little touch up, little touch me up.
If you want to touch them up a little, maybe
Yeah.
fluff up the cheeks a little bit. Okay.
Pinch, get a little rose color.
Yeah,
a
just
little pinch,
twist 'em up
little
a little
pinch.
bit, twist them up a little bit.
Go ahead,
But
try that, Lauren.
You
Try
go
that.
in pumping up too much stuff, too many things get pumped up. I don't know. Just change the whole dynamic. Structural integrity can be lost.
Yeah.
Faces just collapse. Speaking of which, I know someone who's always correcting my Spanish, and sometimes they get a little assistance, and their eyebrows stop working.
Do not call people out like
Their
that.
eyebrows just
Do
stay.
not call people out like
They
that.
just stay flat, and I'm like, "Are you okay?" Yeah. Why do you look so surprised? Like, I'm not surprised. What are you talking about? Well, your eyebrows seem to be. And just sit up high.
Well, I'm going to reel this back in. What are we talking about today, James? Instead
I
of
don't
people
even
getting
know
Botox.
anymore. I'm enjoying
instead of,
this.
I was
This is
say,
the-
instead of Botox and
This is what I'm enjoying.
my
Did you not get the memo?
white girl small lips.
What did we talk about? Hair last time?
Oh,
Lauren
yeah.
was
She
gone.
was
You
fully
missed
engaged.
it. No, she missed it.
was it that I'm
Baldness.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't understand.
That's it.
Yeah. So we
See how she said that?
we
See how she said
she
that?
immediately like
Yeah, she
energy.
jumped right
oh,
on
I did do that to a client the other day. One of my clients, we were running, and him and I kind of like have a witty repertoire sometimes. And we said something, and he also has a shaved head. And I
You
said,
mean he's follically challenged?
he's follically challenged.
I like how she pointed at me and said, he also has a...
I tried to go in center of the two of you.
Oh, so we both are
Oh,
equally
thank you.
offended.
Yes. It's just,
I mean, I don't know if it's a choice or if it's. I'm not making assumptions.
Just finish the story.
Anyway, I said something. I go, I was telling me, I was like, you gotta go, you gotta fly, you gotta let that hair down, let it blow in the wind. Obviously for you, metaphorically. And he was like, you had to add that in. I was like, absolutely.
Of course. It's funny how like people who have full heads of hair, which,
You made fun of my small lips.
that's one of those things.
That's what it is.
Is that what it is?
She's in attack mode now.
I got my lips got
She's
made
on
fun of.
defensive.
You
mentioned her
I hate
skinny,
a sore subject.
small lips.
my poor, which they are not small.
Thin. Sorry,
Not thin.
thin.
They're not thin either. They're normal.
There's
So
no-
if I said you were thin, would you be as offended?
Man, that
I said,
weight.
Lauren, you're looking really thin.
That waist
No, I would
looks
like
thin,
that. I would like that.
It's so confusing.
but
So
now it's
confusing.
offensive.
Yeah, because it's thin lips.
You move up a couple feet, it's
Yeah.
offensive.
Just
Move down,
Move on up.
offensive.
Offensive.
Right here, good.
Yeah.
Here,
Up
bad.
here,
Bad.
bad.
We're learning now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. So we are talking about something today. Have you guys realized that this year is already in March?
I try not to think about it.
Yes, it'll be summer in no time.
Yeah. I mean, the temperature, February was a glorious month. Usually February is like the worst month because it's so cold and just like miserable.
Tempo runs are horrible.
But we
'Cause it's-
had quite literally some of the best weather I think we've ever had, bar none. Like
great track days.
great track days,
Yeah.
like not humid. It was like Southern California weather.
Yeah,
It was beautiful. It didn't rain. It was just like
but no homeless people.
golden skies. Yes, exactly.
Way less homeless people.
Exactly. So it was awesome. And March has arrived and it's warm. So I'm a little nervous about the summer, to be honest, because if we don't get a winter and the glorious weather starts as early as February, does that mean that the soul crushing heat and humidity is going to start in April?
I hope not.
I pray that it doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm just worried
Because we got lucky last summer
was mild.
compared to, was it 2 summers ago where it was just
Yeah, it
beating
started in
100?
May.
Yeah,
we had like 100 degree days in May.
like for weeks we had it. Like
And I don't think we got maybe one day in the triple digits, maybe this past summer. I don't even know if we got one.
yeah, maybe like you said, maybe 1 or 2, if that. I bet maybe just because we're so used to it, not getting it every day. It was just like
Yeah, what's going on?
yeah,
So, but yeah, we've had glorious weather, but we're already in March.
yeah.
We're already in March, and this year's flying by. It just seems like the other day we were talking about getting ready for HYROX Houston, and it's in 3 weeks, bro.
It's here.
It's 3 weeks. That's nuts to me.
Yeah.
Because that 3 weeks is going to go by so freaking fast. So I was at the track the other day, so we do the Tuesday run group, the BC HYROX Run Club. And, we're doing our intervals, doing our work, whatever. And there was a guy sitting down, and we're like in a break. And he said, hey, you guys look like y'all run a lot. And so he was asking me questions like about running. And I guess he had kind of an injury and stuff. And so we were talking about it. And as we were talking, he's like, yeah, man, I'm doing this thing called, in 3 weeks, I'm doing this thing called HYROX or something like that. I was like, really? I was like, that's what we're training for. He's like, oh, yeah, man. He's like, so you think I can be ready for that? Because I think he pulled his hamstring or quad or something like that.
Okay.
And I was like, well, when did you pull it?
Was he in decent shape out
Yeah,
running?
it looked like he was.
Okay.
Like he worked out and stuff.
Okay, cool.
But you know how that can be.
No,
This
true.
is HYROX we're talking, right?
Yeah, so-
how many dudes show up that are just
Jacked, stacked, and,
freaking pecs, biceps, traps, abs,
and they're walking by the third lap.
Yeah.
Yes.
right? So looks can be deceiving. And so I think I was talking to somebody else too the other day, and they were like, they came into the gym actually, and they were asking about the obstacle course and stuff, and they saw all the banners and stuff, the HYROX stuff everywhere. And they're like, what's HYROX? And I'm like, there's no D in it, dude. Like, I get it if you have heard it and you call it HYROX, but if you're reading it off of the wall.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, yeah, I was explaining what it was. So I thought, I thought it's blown up so much. Right, Lauren?
It really has. It's gotten huge, and it does surprise me when I do meet people who are like, oh, I'm not. never heard of it.
Right.
I've met people who are like, I've heard of it. I'm just not really sure what it is. But when people say, oh, I've never even heard of it, but they like maybe go to some sort of gym, I'm like, how do you not?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like, how do you not know about
So I
it?
got an email, it was like, the State of the Union type thing. And they said that already they've had 500,000 competitors.
Oh, in March. Or like, you mean
Up to
already?
the season for this year.
Okay.
Right? So it's about halfway through the season.
Yeah, we're about halfway through the season.
Right? They've had already 500,000 people.
That's a lot.
right?
It's gonna be a big season,
they had a
guys.
250,000 2 years ago.
I mean, they're adding days on
the whole
days.
year?
Yeah. And that was huge.
Yeah.
That was a
That was
lot
big.
of people.
And now 500,000 in half a year.
Well,
But yeah, you're right.
They're literally adding days to every event. Like New York, like we're already making it 8 days, and then they just dropped 2 more days.
Yep. So that's a 10-day event.
That's a long event.
That's a 10-day event. That's nuts.
So crazy.
I know. I had to get online to help a client get tickets.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There seems to be quite a few people who want to do New York.
Are you burnt out on New York? Are you burned? Not burnt out, but burned.
Yeah. Well, seeing the venue, I think it's more of like, it's kind of like a major. And I think that's what they're trying to do with a lot of these events. Is They're creating majors where it's kind of like the marathon majors, right? We got one of our athletes, Larry. He just ran Tokyo.
Yes.
Way to go,
So
Larry.
He's getting his 5th star, I think it is. So like that's a big deal to go to like London or do Boston or do Berlin or New York or Tokyo, whatever the majors are. Those are big deals. So I think that's what they're trying to do. So I think New York's going to end up being one of those majors, one of those cities.
Are they having an Elite 15 there?
I don't think so.
But it's it's every year. It's always one of the bigger ones.
Yeah.
And they always do it on that pier, and it's such
'Cause it looks cool.
It's such a small area.
Really?
It's so tiny.
Now that I've been to it and like I'm seeing how much it's growing, I wonder. I'm like, how are y'all managing this with all these people?
No, they do 10 days.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true. That is how they do. But even every day, like you wonder if
They were doing they were doing heats all the way to 11 o'clock.
it's so late.
That's nuts.
That
They
is
started, like,
late.
at 7, and
I'd
they
be
would do them
so
till like 11
frustrated if I
o'clock
had
at
to go
night.
that late.
That's crazy, man.
That's
That is
wild.
crazy.
On the East Coast too.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So I don't know. But I mean, I think HYROX is one of those things that I think people have it's like you've heard rumors and tales, right? Or you're engaged or you've never heard about it before. And, so we are coming up to HYROX Houston. It's going to be a big event for our community, for our gym.
Huge.
I think it's going to be a big one for the city too. I mean, it's 4 days, right?
4 days.
4 days. So when they did 2-day events, there was like, a couple thousand people that did it?
Yeah.
So now they're doing a 4-day event, right? So does that mean there's gonna be like 5,000 or 6,000 people?
Total? Like 5,000 or 6,000 total athletes? Or like per day, you mean?
I'm asking. I don't know.
Like last year Houston was almost 17,000, I think. It was between 15 and 17,000.
Isn't that what Dallas was up
Yeah.
there? 15
That's
or-
also what Dallas was. So
Okay.
Houston's going to be huge. Yeah.
Okay.
We're
Yeah.
we're probably getting close to 20 now.
Yeah, I
Think
would
so?
say.
I mean, if you're getting 4,000 or 5,000 a day, I guess if you're doing a 4-day event, that's true.
Yeah. I'm just saying that's probably the next barrier we're going to start breaking.
Yeah.
And then you think not only that's just athletes, that doesn't include that number didn't include spectators. And spectators is usually a 1-to-1 ratio.
Yeah. I mean, that's crazy to me. I mean, just how quick it's growing and, the stuff that's going on. And to me, the event itself is, so if you've never heard of it before, basically what you're doing is you run and you work out, right? So it's 1 kilometer run in between each station. And you have 8 different stations. So you've got your skier, sled push, sled pull, your burpees,
Row.
your row, your farmer carries, lunges, and then wall balls.
Yes.
And then the distances on those kind of change based on what you're doing, but they're pretty good. I mean, they're high volume numbers.
Yeah.
Right? You're
Yeah.
talking 1,000 meter on the ergs, 50 meters on the sleds. What is it, like 80 meters of burpees?
Yep.
Yep.
80.
100 meter lunges,
Yep.
200 meters of farmer carries, and then 100 wall balls. So,
Yeah.
so these are fairly high number items that you're doing. So
Yeah.
each individual zone, you're going to be there for 3 to 5 minutes, 3 to 7 minutes, depending on your fitness level, right, where you're at. So you're talking about an event that could take the fastest people just under an hour to the slowest people
Almost 2
a
hours.
couple hours.
2+
Yeah,
hours.
I mean, in
2+ hours
Phoenix, there was
easily.
someone who took 4 hours.
Yeah.
4 hours?
Yeah.
4 hours. Yep.
Yeah.
Was it an adaptive?
Nope.
No, there's a couple doubles
There was
out
a
there that were there for a
influencer.
very long time. Oh, yeah, there's that one. But there's a couple doubles out there that were for a long time.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Looking to take your running to the next level? Whether you're just getting started or chasing the next PR, my dad, Coach James, and BC Fitness have you covered. Join our in-person or online run coaching. Plug into our free weekly run club. and train alongside a community that's built different. From HYROX and OCR to daily group fitness classes at our Houston gym, this is where athletes are made. Come run with us, train with us, grow with us. Visit mybcfit.com and start building your best.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I personally believe, like, if you're trying to compare it to like another event or another race, like an effort, I would say it's close to like a half marathon effort.
Yeah.
In the amount of time, because the average time is around 90 minutes to 2 hours.
Yeah, that's pretty
An
hard.
hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes on average. So that's, if you're cooking it on a half marathon, that's about it, right? So for most people, I think 10K to half marathon effort, depending on your fitness level and how hard you can push, you will run about 6 miles.
Yeah.
On every event between the ruck zone and the actual 8 1Ks that you do. So it's a high intensity event that you need endurance, you need strength, you need endurance, right?
More strength.
You need more strength, right? You need the ability to be able to push hard. Right. So your lactate threshold. So, I always talk about we have our run group on Sunday, and, we oftentimes will do, a very popularized comment or saying that we never used before HYROX, which is compromised running.
Yes.
Okay. We just called it working out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Working out and running.
Yeah. So, but the compromised run, learning how to run on a compromised system. And so a lot of times our Sunday workout is that particular kind of workout. And so one thing we talk about all the time is training the energy systems you're going to use in the event, right? So we're talking about marathon training. It's very aerobically based. A good chunk of that race at the pace you're running, if you train properly, you're going to be in your aerobic capacity. You might get into your lactate threshold or what have you. If you're doing a 5K, it's very high intensity. You're probably going to be in your anaerobic pretty much almost. It's red the whole time, right? So HYROX is very unique in that because of the stations and the strength elements and the running, it has to be very aerobically specific.
Yeah.
You got to have a big engine, oxygen engine, to be efficient. But then you are going to spend a lot of it because of the intensity in your lactate threshold. But you have these moments in the race because you're doing things like long jump burpees, the wall balls, right? I don't know. Is there anything else you can think of that you might like red line on? The first lap.
Yeah, the first lap.
First lap for most people.
I would say.
You should.
Some of the ergs could be
skier.
that. Yeah.
People, you've seen people on the skiers
Just pumping away.
Just pumping
Just
away.
cranking.
Just butterflies.
Yeah.
Flapping their wings.
Yeah. So you will get into kind of zone 5 anaerobic for short periods of time during that event. So if you kind of know that going in, okay, I need to train my aerobic capacity a lot. I definitely need to get more efficient at my lactate threshold, but then you need to sprinkle in some of those higher intensity activities. And really, I would say it's a race of discomfort. Yes.
Yeah. You go in.
I'm just laughing.
Yeah, because that's like the first thing I tell people is like, they're like, is it fun? I'm like, oh, it's a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie. You're going to suffer through it a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm laughed because I've felt the discomfort while doing it.
Yeah.
And once you're in it and you're thinking to yourself, like somewhere around the burpees,
Yes.
because you're about the halfway point and you're just like regretting life in general.
Yes.
And it's not like a marathon or a half marathon because I don't know. It's like there's something that I think there's a lot that helps you first say something like HYROX to go run a half marathon because you kind of convince yourself you can hold this particular pace for an hour and a half, right?
Yes.
An hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours, whatever. And so you're saying, okay, I can be consistently moving, but your heart rate tends to regulate. So you're not having these ebb and flows of up and down.
Yeah.
Right. So you're just really steady and you're trying to stay in cadence and you're trying to stay in
Your
rhythm.
movement's staying the same.
Yes.
Your body's
straight
just
line,
straight.
couple turns here and there.
Yes.
Right. But HYROX is just like a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
Of up, down,
Literally
up,
down.
It's like being go put yourself in the dryer in different cycles.
Yeah.
That's a great way to think about it.
We're on low tumble right now, or we're in
Yeah.
high
High
spin. Yes, high heat.
That's a really good way to put it.
Yeah, that's actually really good. So, I think a lot of people go into it too. So I was talking to one of Coach Tommy's athletes. They had been coming and training with him, and they came to our sim that we did.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you know that. if people are doing HYROX, what are they doing?
Sims left and right.
Love 'em.
all the time.
Dude, I can't tell you how many emails and messages I get. Are you guys running a sim this weekend? Are you guys running a sim this weekend?
I had 2 of our members who are partnering up. Her original partner got hurt. She's got a new one. She asked me if I would conduct, like they could do a session with me, would you conduct a sim? And I said, I will not conduct a sim.
Why not?
I would.
Not this soon. I said, I told them what they need is they would benefit more from a session where we went over movement standards and transitions.
Okay.
Because her partner has never done anything like it. And she's going to benefit more from like having like hands-on help with like how they should go through things, and not let me throw you into a fire.
Well, you could do like a modified simulation.
I could do a modified sim.
Yeah.
Yes, I could do a modified. But they were like asking for a full sim. And I was like,
got you.
No.
Oh, like the running and everything?
No, they wanted like a sim. And I said, we're not doing a sim
Oh, no.
this soon. But like,
No, I got a guy who messaged me and he was like, hey, are you guys going to do a sim in the next couple of weeks? I'm like, the race is
in 3 weeks.
almost here. Why would we do a
Yeah.
You're going to do
There
a
are
full race?
There are
Why?
gyms that do them a week prior. And I'm
I know.
like,
I saw
why?
all the thinking. I was like,
Why?
would that doesn't make any sense? Like,
You can't do anything about at this point. You
No.
can't gain any new fitness at this point. I mean, you can basically just adjust and work on
all you
technique.
can do is gas yourself out and hurt yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So, but people don't necessarily. I don't think people really know how to train for it. You know. But one of the things they were telling me is, they came and did our half sim that we did 6 weeks before the race, and we did a half sim, not a full sim.
Mm-hmm.
But we did everything we could to try to give the feel of the event.
I think we did a
From
good
the
job.
running to the ruck zone to how you transition and all that good stuff. So I feel like we did well. The reason I feel like we did a good job because everybody's telling me how good it was.
Yes.
Right. And so they were like, man, it was so good. We've done other competitions before, and just the way we transitioned and the way it was all set up and everything, it just felt it ran really smoothly. And from what we've seen, we feel so prepared for this race.
Yeah.
Right. And, Coach Tommy's really been working with us. And so he's done so many of them and been so good that I feel like he's given us a lot of tips that just mistakes we would have made.
Yeah.
And so often we talk to people who have already raced and they want to get better because they fall in love with it because
Yeah.
it's cool. It's a good vibe. It's just
It's a good challenge.
controlled chaos. It's a good challenge. It's for the most part something that you can have a finite improvement on. Different venues or can kind of change things up some, but for the most part, you can improve your time.
It's not going to be like a varied, like going to do the San Fran half marathon versus doing like the Houston half marathon. They're going to be closer. Yes, there are some variations of, maybe a ruck zone's a little bit longer, but it's not going to be a wild, like inclines or hills or
Yeah.
anything like that. So they are tighter kind of.
So the venues can be different, and that can adjust your time. But for the most part,
Yeah, there's a standard.
there's kind of a standard, right? But so many people go out here and they do this event, for the first time because they see an Instagram because it's all over social media.
All
yes.
over.
All the personalities are doing them, athletes are doing them. We did that event this weekend, and there was a football player who was asking me about it because I had a shirt that said HYROX on it, and he's like, "Yeah, man, some of my teammates have done it and stuff, right?" He played for I think the Cowboys, right? I think he played for the Cowboys.
Yes.
So, but either way, people go out to these events and they're like, okay, the weight's not a problem. I can handle the weight. And it's an erg, man. Who can't do an erg, right? Apparently a lot
I
of people.
lot
deadlift
of people.
450 pounds. I got
Exactly.
this.
I'm crushing this race. And then they go out there and then, by the third lap, like you said earlier, they're walking, they're dying. I had one guy I talked to and he raced Vegas.
Okay.
And I saw him. I was like, "Hey, man, how did it go?" He's like, "I cramped at the skier."
That's a very early place
I
to
said,
cramp.
"Huh? You just cramped at the skier?"
He didn't drink pickle juice, did he?
Guess not.
No.
I guess not. I don't know. I didn't say anything else because I felt
No,
bad.
yes.
Right? I didn't want to
That's-
ostracize him, but that's early.
Yeah.
that's the first event.
You have a long day ahead of you.
Yeah.
So I don't know how fast he went out, and I don't know what he was doing on the skier or
Or what he's
whatever.
doing before that race.
Yeah. So I don't know. Well, you see people all the time. They'll warm up in the ruck zone
And they'll be
They're
pushing
sleds.
everything. I'm like, nope.
They're doing lunges and wall
Yes.
balls. I'm like, why are you doing?
It's
all
too
that?
late for y'all, guys. That's what I'm
I almost
Too
start
late.
questioning myself.
Yeah.
I'm like, should I be doing something?
Yeah.
I don't even go to the warm up area. I do my own warm up. I go in there just to get ready.
on
Yeah.
a bike or
Stand
something.
around.
No, that's what I mean. Like there'll still be people in there, like you said, doing full on sled lengths.
Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
do that, people. Pro tip: don't do that.
Yeah, don't do it.
There's no need for it, right?
It's not. Yeah, if you've never put we've met some people who are like, well, I've never pushed a sled before they got here. I'm like, well,
it's too late now.
good luck.
Practice in the race.
Yeah.
You'll have plenty of sled out there.
Yeah.
There's plenty of sled for you to practice on. You don't need to practice now, right? So, but like the event itself is one of those things where, but I guess I shouldn't be surprised because the way people, just the people I've coached over the years, what you don't know is what you don't know.
Yeah.
So people run half marathons for years and they don't necessarily train properly for it, or they run marathons. I've had people who've come to me and they've ran like 7 or 8 marathons and they finally get a coach, and they're like, oh yeah. If someone comes up to me and they say, I've ran Berlin, New York, Chicago, and I've ran 10 different marathons, what are you thinking?
They're pretty dang good.
These people are not only good, they're fast.
Yeah.
Okay? And so I started asking questions like, the fastest I've done is 6 hours. So they're getting in through lotteries, right? Or maybe like they're doing the
organizations or something.
Right. They're raising money and stuff like because they want to do these events, which that's awesome. Do that stuff.
Yeah.
But you think that they would be just not professional, but they're really good and they're really fast and everything else. But they just haven't learned necessarily all the things you need to know, and they just enjoy doing the event.
Yeah.
And so the same thing kind of I feel like for HYROX applies is you see something that looks like it could be fun. It's got a vibe. There's a bunch of good looking people out there doing it. You're good looking, so you just might fit in.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And you get out there and then your world is rocked.
Yeah.
Rocked.
I've talked to, I feel like a lot of people recently who are like signing up for their first one. And I've met some people who like, they're training, like they're kind of training, but then they're like, yeah, I run sometimes. I run. And I'm like, well, what do you run? They're like, yeah, I run a couple times a week. And I already know by the way they're kind of dodging the question what that's probably going to mean. And then like, I can deadlift this. Like we've talked about the deadlift. I'm like, okay, have you ever done anything like this? And they're like, no, but I think I'll be fine. I'm like, I need you to throw everything you think you know about this race out the window because you're probably dead wrong.
Well, and then you go to these gyms that are HYROX gyms and, you're going there to learn how to do the race. And they're just, and I don't want to call any particular gym out, but
do it.
Like F45 is one of them.
I'm not going to call it about F45.
Yeah, but like they will title their workouts HYROX, but they're doing the same workouts they were doing
before
HYROX.
Yeah, they're just putting a new name
putting
on
a
it.
title on it, right?
And
So
maybe putting an extra sled in there.
They're doing like circuits, but the only thing they've added is a sled, maybe a skier. Or something.
I mean, like now Orange Theory is doing HYROX workouts. Yes.
Yeah.
It's probably the same thing.
Yes, it's just not Endurance Day anymore. It's HYROX Day.
Now it's HYROX Day, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, they're not, I feel like they're giving people, they're not preparing people for what they're going to actually experience. And, it's just not like the training itself. It's just a bunch of circuit training or a bunch of functional fitness, which is, I like that stuff. It's good. It's fun. It's great for athleticism, but it doesn't really necessarily prepare you for what you're really going to expect at the race itself.
Well, and I think with like OTC, they were like trying to be affiliates back a couple years ago. And then I think the company itself, because there's a whole thing with that, like decided they weren't going to jump in on it because there's some gyms were affiliated because they're franchises. And then I think now the corporate side of it's trying to buy in. But those gyms, they don't, unless they're going to start adding them in, I don't know where that would be. They don't have sleds. They don't do wall balls. They have some dumbbells. They have maybe some TRX bands at a couple of them, but they're mostly water rowers and treadmills. That's basically it. Right. So it's like you're missing out on some very valuable stuff that people need to be ready
at least for
race.
them, I would give credit. They have the treadmill.
They do have
running.
the treadmill.
I think that is.
I have been to an OTC and I would not love that run training, but yeah. I mean, it's on a treadmill, I guess.
Well, their whole philosophy is lactate threshold training,
yes,
right? That's what the Orange Theory is.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And they got the heart rate up on the wall and stuff like that. So you guys know how I feel about that.
Oh, no, I laugh. I used to go there before I came to BC.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, I got 46 minutes in the Orange. Yes, I'm killing it.
Oh.
4 days a week.
Yeah.
days.
Well, no, I think it was like my first laugh. Like, oh, man, great job. I was like, oh, I'm doing something. Injuring myself.
Exactly. You're hurting yourself. So, but I think like we obviously take a more scientific approach, a more, seasoned athlete approach. And, HYROX is probably closer, I feel like, to like a triathlon than it is the CrossFit Games. Because you have very specific events that are standardized, that are the same every single time. So you know what to train for, So there are a lot of fitness competitions that are jumping out now, right? There's DECA.
There's DECA. Yeah, people are
less
trying to do
running
DECAs.
to no running.
Less running to no running, depending on which one you do.
Right. There
Smaller
is
stations.
The Dirty Dozen, right?
The Dirty
Deadly
Dozen's a
Dozen.
new one. Deadly Dozen. Yeah, Dirty Dozen.
That's a movie.
It is. That is a movie.
Yeah.
The Deadly Dozen, and then there's an athlete who is trying to now brand his own fitness competition. I forgot what he calls it, but I think it's out of Dallas.
Or is it Austin?
Is that you, the guy with the cowboy hat?
Yeah.
Yeah, the cowboy hat guy.
Yeah. And then they just this weekend they had the Red Bull Roundup or something.
I kind of want to do that.
I want to do that.
That
so
looks
bad.
like fun because I'm like, I want to go like jump on some hay barrels.
Yeah,
and
I would really like to do that. But you know how it is. It's just like everything else. Influencers.
yeah,
only,
it's all
right?
influencers.
And we're not influencers.
And we know like most of the people who are out
We know
there.
all those people out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but we're just not influential yet.
I know.
Just yet. That's why we need your help, guys. Like, subscribe, share.
Get the Running with James team.
Make us
in it.
grow so we can get in there and show these people how to really rodeo from real rodeoers.
Yeah.
But then there's also, I saw CrossFit has a $15 million backing right now, and
Oh.
Rogue is partnering with them. They're going to have a standardized competition now. So there's 10 events,
Oh.
and they're standardized. The first one's going to be in Dallas,
Okay.
but it's specific to CrossFit. So I saw like one event was max snatch.
Yeah.
One max
Ugh.
run rep snatch. Okay. 90% of the population is not going to be able to do that.
No.
I mean, they can do a
lot of-
snatch,
oh.
but they're not going to be able to do like 300 or 400 pounds above their head, right? So they had different divisions. They had the pro, they have like open, I think age group or something like that. So you can sign up to do it. So it's very high. It's a competition. It's a race. But then like there's 10 events. So like one of them was like bar muscle ups and ring muscle ups. It was like a chipper or something like that where you do as many as you can. Come on. How many people do you know? I can do a muscle up. How many people
I can't do a muscle
can
up.
you do a muscle up?
No.
No?
No, I can't.
I can
You can't do a
definitely
muscle up?
not do a muscle up.
I don't
I need
think I've
to
ever.
do a muscle up. You could do one.
You could probably do
You
one.
could do one. You just need to learn how to kip. You can do it.
The kip. That probably the kipping is. I
You
haven't
do it.
got the.
You just gotta get the motion down.
Yeah,
So-
the motion of it
Yeah.
kind of.
Is this like an effort to make CrossFit popular again?
I think so. And
But
I think
after what happened?
because the games have always been like the standard. To
It
get
has,
to,
and now I
right?
feel like HYROX is kind of like
But
taking
only
over.
like there's only so many people that can make that. Well, and you only do it once a year.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like Ninja Warrior.
Yep.
So now they're creating competitions where all throughout the year you can
can-
go and do these things.
Got
It's
it.
standardized, so you don't have to guess what it's going to be.
Yeah, that's true.
It's going to always be the same. Is basically what they were. At least that's what
So
I read
so
it.
really, I mean, they're just sticking to their base though.
But they're sticking to CrossFit.
They're not
So
gonna-
gymnastics.
Yeah.
Olympic lifting, endurance. I think there were some other things, some specific modalities they were talking about doing. So, but still, if you want to do that, you have to have skill sets.
It's a very specific training.
Random Joe's not just going to jump in the competition and be able to do it. No. Right?
Random
It's
Joe's
just
gonna
not going to
tear
happen.
something.
That is the beauty, I feel, of HYROX is that, yes, you can be a high-level athlete and go out there and either crush or get crushed. Mm-hmm. But you can also be an average Joe who's never done anything like it before, and you could go out and finish the race.
Yeah.
It just may take you a good chunk of time. So, and I think that's why things like 5Ks and 10Ks and half marathons have really grown over the years, and even marathon to the extent, is because anybody can run.
Yeah.
Anybody can run and feel accomplished by going out and do something. You do something for 2 hours plus, you feel like you've done a little something.
Yeah.
Right? I don't care who it is and how slow or how fast you are. If you run a marathon, you've accomplished something
Yeah.
really big, you know? So, you know, it's that it gives you that feeling of accomplishment, but it also kind of gives you this hunger where like, I bet you I could do that better. I could get better. I could do more. And so it gives you a motivator for when it's time for training to go and do more and keep going.
I was actually talking to an athlete the other day and kind of talking about failure. And that's not necessarily failure, but if you don't make your time or whatever. And I always said I enjoy a race where I don't make my time because that really motivates me the next training block leading up to really keep me focused. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, things didn't go like I wanted, but that instead of just being down, that next training block is usually one of my better training blocks because you just refocuses you or it should.
Yeah.
So
No, I think those are great motivators. I mean, you find those, and I think that's part of the fun of racing, is because you're testing your mettle to an extent,
Yeah.
and you're seeing how can I improve. And there's very few opportunities for more seasoned individuals, more mature individuals like ourselves that aren't in college and high school, right? Aren't professional athletes. There's very rare opportunities where you can be competitive, and you can kind of get out there and I don't want to say live the heyday, but step outside the realm of the day-to-day grind and be an athlete.
yeah.
So many people go to the gym, and the reason they go to the gym is what?
Get fit.
And it's usually for an aesthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want to look
arms,
good. They want to be able
right?
to like post a selfie.
Shoulders, abs,
The butt,
back
that cake.
sides, right? So, they're always wanting these things for like the look, and very few people train for performance. And so this is a completely different sport because it's all about performance. But it just so happens everybody looks
Really good.
really good, right? So I say everybody. A lot of people look really good. I don't want to be throwing myself into the
Thank
my
you.
hat in the
Thank you.
welcome.
I appreciate
It's not
it.
about just being hot girl fit.
Exactly. It's about
Yeah.
being fit.
Than being actually fit.
Yeah. So you got to train your aerobic system. So that means aerobic training. So easy zone 2, zone 3 stuff. That could be running. That could be bike riding. That could be rowing or skiing. But you need to be getting a good amount of time on those. So like kind of good breakdown if you're trying to figure this out. You're going to run about 6 miles. So you need to be able to run for about an hour and a half plus, I would think, without stopping. So, going out and doing, easy runs here and there, maybe having a long run, but you don't have to do all your aerobic capacity doesn't have to come from running. It could come, you could do an hour-long bike ride.
Yep.
You could ride the bike 3 or 4 days a week for 30, 40 minutes at a time and get aerobic fitness. You could get on the rower, and that's very event-specific, and become a better rower.
Yeah.
And do it for 15, 20, 30 minutes.
And you'll feel that in your glutes and your hamstrings.
Yeah. So those are different ways. So everything doesn't have to be through running. So a lot of people are like, oh, I can't run. Well, I was like, well, why are you signing up for a running race then? But you need to learn how to run.
Yeah.
Right? But you do need to be running, but everything you do aerobically doesn't have to be running.
Yeah.
You need to train your lactate threshold. So you need to spend some time at a semi to medium hard effort for an extended period of time. 15, 30 minutes, right? Depending on your
So
fitness level.
just to kind of, for the people maybe not knowing, it's not an all-out effort.
No, it's not a
So
sprint.
it's not
You can't
red.
hold that
So it's
for
not
30
a red
minutes.
line. It's just kind of like I said, just a little bit uncomfortable that you
Right.
can maintain.
So, if you're thinking about like how do I figure that pace out? Well, there's some different things you can do, but basically what it is, if you're checking your heart rate, zone 4, right? And I would think probably more to the lower portion of zone 4, not the higher portion, because it just toward the end you're probably going to dip into the red. But basically, if you know what your 10K or your half marathon pace is, it's somewhere in between there.
Okay.
Right? So it's somewhere between your 10K and half marathon pace for a sustained period of time where you're not stopping, you're just holding the pace consistently for 15 plus minutes. And maybe you increase it each week. And then you need to do some kind of strength training for sure.
Yep.
You need to build some strength, whether it's, pushing sleds or doing wall balls, doing lunges. You can obviously get better at those by doing other movements, clean, squats,
Thrusters.
thrusters, Bulgarian split squats, whatever. Doing some heavy carries. Those are always going to be great for your core strength, but there's a farmer carry in there as well.
Yeah.
And then you need to do some anaerobic stuff, some short, really intense workouts. So if you have like 1 or 2 of each one of those things throughout the week, well, that fills your workout card up pretty quick.
Yeah.
So that takes away buys and tries on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
That takes away leg day on Saturday. So what you're doing now is you're changing your training from something that's, more old school, traditional bodybuilding style lifting till it's more deliberate in overall performance and training your energy systems rather than aesthetically training yourself.
Yeah, like I said, which kind of talked about earlier, some of the other gym workouts of going to, F45 calling this a HYROX workout. When it's just, yes, there is a difference between improving your overall fitness versus race-specific training, just like you said, for that week.
Right.
I've talked with many clients, and I had one that was kind of, all right, how do I kind of looking at workouts through the week? It was like, okay, I like doing 2 leg days and this workout and a HYROX workout and this. And I was like, she's like, what can I take out? I was like, pretty much. I was like, I'm going to be honest with you. If you're doing sled and lunges, that's kind of your legs.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to take out, your max glute day, or one of these leg days is gonna have to go. Just like I told her to pick a child, and then the other ones have to, you have to get rid of a child. So I was like, you
Which
asked
one is
me,
not becoming a doctor?
Yeah. It was like, you asked me. I'm just telling you what I would take out, and basically explain, like we always talk to, easy, hard days and stuff. But it's kind of making that shift, like you said, towards performance.
Right. Well, and one of the things I find that's really been very fun and interesting is, the misnomer has always been, or the theory has always been, that if you are a runner, you can't build muscle. You know, it just doesn't work. You can't build muscle and run and be a runner, right? And, you know, even traditionally, if you look at a lot of runners, they're more slight of build, you know, a little thinner, what have you. But that, physiologically speaking, has more to do with the stimulation that they're creating on their body, not that running makes you, if all you're doing is running, then yeah, you're probably right. But if you're doing running and strength training and you're doing the right amount of aerobic capacity stuff or what have you, then yes, you can build muscle. From the day we started doing HYROX, so we did a lot of OCR stuff.
We did a ton of OCR.
I did plenty of functional fitness, right? We did strength training, worked out all the time. I ran because I ran marathons. I run half marathons, whatever. And most of the running I did, though, at the time was trail running. Okay, but I still did strength work because we had to do OCR. You had to lift heavy bags.
Yep.
You had to be able to swing across stuff.
You had to
climb
support
ropes.
yourself on rigs and that
Right.
stuff.
So you had to have good strength.
Yeah.
So from the day I started doing HYROX till today, I am 24 pounds heavier, 24, 25 pounds heavier. So I don't run any less than I was running when I did OCR.
Yeah. But you put on that muscle.
My long runs have not gotten any shorter. And in fact, since I've started HYROX, I've done like 2 marathons.
Yeah.
So if the case was, and I can guarantee to you, a lot of that is there's some muscle in there, because these britches that I put on,
We were having this conversation earlier.
they're a little snugger than they used to be, and they tend to be. They feel like they're getting snugger again. You know, so it's another transition. And when you touch this leg, it doesn't feel super soft. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Even when it's relaxed, it's like still
even
got
relaxed,
a
it's
little,
hard.
still like
I
a
was,
tense.
I was like grabbing something out of my back pocket, and my wife was standing. I was like, "Oh my God!" She said, "What's wrong?" And I said, "Feel this real quick. Put your hand right here." And I had her put her hand right here on that right
You're like,
cheek.
that's nice, right?
Yeah.
And I said, "You like that, don't you?" And she just kind of like rolled her eyes at me. I was like, "Don't roll your eyes. I can see the drool coming out of the side of your mouth, Leah."
Was
It's
that
all right. We're married, girl.
Was that
Admit it.
Was that that Japanese wagyu?
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's that Japanese ace, as my daughter says, A6.
A6. Huh?
That's right. That's that A6.
Yes.
So, like, being able to run and being able to be strong is very possible. But what I feel like has happened for a lot of my athletes, take me out of the equation, because I'm not like I'm like lower end because I'm so, old. But like a lot of the athletes we have become so much better runners.
I was just going to say, the people who are strength training, who've bought in, they're faster.
They're so much faster. And
Yeah.
here's why. Because a lot of the HYROX movements are very leg specific, and they're very posterior chain specific. So your glutes, your hamstrings, your hip flexors, things like that. And so those are the muscles that you utilize very specifically in running. And so if you're increasing your aerobic capacity, and then on top of that, you increase your lactate threshold, and you build strength in the muscles that are propelling you forward, you're probably going to go faster. You're going to have more strength, especially deeper in the races when muscles tend to break down and you tend to slow down. I mean, now you have this strength that you can hold through. Well, that also helps you with injuries. So, like, where one helps the other, they work in tandem to make you just a better overall athlete, I believe.
Yeah.
Right. So, if you've never tried HYROX before, if you've never tried, hybrid fitness, or hybrid training is, kind of whatever the thing, as far as I'm concerned, it's just training.
Yeah.
It's just being the best athlete you can be. And so I feel like the way we train, the way we coach people, you can do anything. We keep a baseline. 6 weeks from now, if you want to do a half marathon, we can train you for a half marathon. Okay, well, if you want to do a marathon after that, okay, well, 12 weeks later, we can do a marathon after that. If you want to go do an OCR race after that, okay, we'll switch it up the training just a little bit. We just need maybe 4 to 8 weeks. We'll have you ready for an obstacle course race. So it's periodization at its purest form, because you are training for a specific period of time to do whatever particular event and do it really well, while all the time you're working on the weaknesses that you have. So you're just establishing weaknesses, trying to work those things to become strengths, and you just keep the cycle going over and over.
So it's not like you're starting over each time. Like, you don't have to, like you said, OCR, I'm not starting from scratch. You have
No.
a base of strength, you have a base of running. So it's,
I mean, so I do an OCR class every Friday night, and I haven't been doing a lot of OCR since we started HYROX. I've been like fully vested in this, and people come to class because there's a Spartan race coming up here in March, actually in a couple weeks, and I'm out here giving them demonstrations and everything, and I had climbed a rope in a month or something like 2 months.
Yeah.
Or I haven't done a monkey bar, and I just fly. It's like it's there. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And they're like looking at you like, wow, this guy's really good. And I'm not anymore.
Yeah. I started working with a small group, helping them prep for an OCR, and I was like, oh man, I haven't gotten on some of these things in a while.
Nervous.
I'm about to make myself look dumb. And then I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, okay, good, I can still do it, and I, feel fine and all that.
Because everything we're doing is functional.
Yeah. And you're working that grip strength by holding those kettlebells.
Working your core strength. You're not, you still have that strength to weight ratio. So it's all very complementary, right? And it all works together. And so I don't know, man. I just feel like there's a new direction when it comes to fitness, and I think that is performance driven more so than aesthetic driven. And one of the beautiful things is when you train for performance, your body automatically adapts. And if you're more intelligent about how you're training, well, you're recovering better, you're sleeping better, or you're focused more on recovery and sleeping. You're eating better. Well, your body just naturally will make the adaptations and the changes. And then all of a sudden, the aesthetic pleasing things also come.
No, I would agree.
Fact.
And it's actually, what's the word? I mean, not motivating, but at least to me, more fulfilling.
Yeah.
To, like I said, for the training, to have a goal in there, not just like you said, to do the aesthetics of just trying to get my arms bigger. At least this point in my life, I'm like it's nice to put the work in and then seeing let's see what this car can do.
Right.
Let's see what this body can do. That's really the fun part of. So there is a goal to all this time in the gym.
No, for sure.
So next in my 20s, that's how I worked out, bodybuilding kind of into when I get that pecs.
And I never did one show.
No, I
Never did one show.
No, never did one show. Exactly. And so I really feel if I was still in that training mode, I'd be bored with it.
Yeah.
I'd just go into the gym and I'd be like almost like, going through the motions. Yes, that's what I got to do to stay in shape or be healthy kind of deal. But no, for this, with the HYROX or, event specific, it gives you I'd say a purpose for the gym. You have that race
And for the
coming
training.
up. And for the training.
Yeah.
It's just like, that excitement. Okay, I'm getting this session in because I know it's gonna pay off in 6 weeks.
Right. Well, and then on top of that, it's really, it can be inspirational. Some of the people that you work with, and maybe their confidence has changed. Maybe how they look at things has changed. I can think of a handful of people right now that would, if you'd have talked to them 5 years ago about doing something like this, they'd have told you that it will never happen. You're insane or whatever. And now not only are they doing them, but they're doing them by themselves. They're doing marathons. They've committed to the training when before it was hard to get them. They wouldn't commit to going to a workout. They were scared to go into a fitness class once a week.
I have a client. I won't mention the name, but this client was afraid to even post a video.
Yeah.
I think you know who it is.
I'm thinking I do, yeah.
And they're definitely not
I was gonna
afraid.
say that. I believe that fear is now gone.
The fear is gone. That's what I'm saying. So that's like, a year and a half ago. It's just kind of crazy seeing those kind of changes, like you said.
So, I mean, we always sign our YouTube videos, our podcasts off with change your mind, change your life. And I think this is the perfect kind of event, right? Obviously, marathons, half marathons, running in general is definitely one of those things. But I feel like this is one of those kinds of events that once you go into it, you get this shift. And, maybe even I had a new client the other day. They want to ride the MS 150, right? So I'm trying to help them with their aerobic cycling and stuff like that. And I was talking to them, and I was like, I usually try to have all my athletes do this particular thing. And they're like, oh, let's calm down. And it's like, don't call me an athlete. I'm not an athlete. I was like, yes, you are. I was like, do you do athletic things? She's like, well, I ride a bike. I was like, yeah, but you also come and lift weights, and I make you push sleds, and you do wall balls, and you do jumps, and you carry. She loves farmer carries. She loves carrying the heavy kettlebells, right? I was like, those are all athletic things. So if you're doing things an athlete does, I think you're an athlete. And so she kind of looked up in the sky.
Got a far off twinkle in her eye.
Yeah, just kind of a twinkle in her eye. She's like, I can see her pondering.
With the wheels turning a little bit?
I think so.
Oh, nice.
So by the time it's all said and done, she's going to be...
The seed was planted.
It was planted, right?
That's
now I just
it.
got to water it,
Yeah.
right? Let some sun on it. So But I think it's excited. So we've got some big things coming up this month.
Big things. March is going to be so busy.
It's going to be really busy.
So
right?
busy.
So what? March 21st.
March 21st, we have our HYROX Houston pep rally. So we're going to be getting all the BC.
Let's say what it really is. We have the BC Fitness.
Sorry, BC
Pep Rally.
Fitness pep rally for HYROX Houston.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay.
Sorry.
So everybody's welcome to come.
Everybody can come.
That's going to be here at the gym, and we've got some. Jamie sent some stuff today that I thought was awesome.
Jamie is very on top of planning.
Pretty sure Coach Lori said she's going to lead a cheer.
Yeah. Oh, well, there's a list of things.
Yes.
I think now that we're going to we've kind of been talking about it and investigating, or I say we. Jamie told us what we're going to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Jamie kind of like, okay, well, you're doing this.
Yeah. So with some really good ideas. So we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to do some cool stuff. Be a great time too for us to kind of take that big team picture that we hardly ever get real
never
chance
really
to
get.
take. We'll get make sure we know who all.
It's gotten harder year by year.
has.
It used
Because
to be
there's so many of us.
like
so many, and it's spread out over so many
year
days.
year one we got everyone.
Yeah.
Year two, I missed a few people. Year three, half the group.
Dallas,
And
I think we had like 5 people.
yeah, it was so few.
Yeah. I mean, it was still like 20
We basically
people, but
told everybody, get with your groups of friends and just send them all in.
send it together. Yeah. So, but then also on March 26th
March 26th.
at 6 p.m. or we said 6, right?
7 p.m.
7 p.m.
7
traffic,
p.m.
Sorry.
Yeah.
7 p.m.
7 p.m. Thursday, the first day of HYROX, we're going to have a shakeout run at Memorial Park at our normal meetup spot where we meet with the BC Run Club. So 7 p.m. at Memorial Park, we're going to do a shakeout run. Everyone's invited to that. We're going to run nice and easy, get those legs moving. We'll talk a little bit. If you have questions, if you want tips and tricks, we'll be out there to answer those questions.
Or if you're coming from out of town, I think this is a really good one. If you're coming from out of town and you don't know anybody and you just want to connect with a group, come connect. That way, when you're out there racing, we know to look for you. We know to cheer you on, and like you have people to come hang out with afterwards.
Yeah, no, for sure. We had a great group last year. I would love to make that group even bigger this year. So if you're in the Houston area, you already live here. If you're coming in here for the race, come hang out with us. It's gonna be a great time. You'll meet an amazing group of people. And if you come, we know who you are. We'll cheer for you.
We will absolutely
You'll
cheer
be part
for
of
you.
the crew as far as we're concerned.
We're gonna have a lot of cheerleaders out there.
We'll let you know that we're there to support you and cheer you on. So, and then March 27th, right through the 29th,
Party
going down.
Party
Go time.
Party
Going
town.
down, right? Or March 26th to the
Technically,
Yeah.
29th, right? So it's going down. It's going to be a lot of fun. Multiple races. People are judging. I'll be out. Lauren's judging. I
I'm
think.
judging.
I'm judging. Some of the other coaches are judging. Everybody's racing. You got a couple races you're doing, right?
No, just same as you.
The same.
Relay and your doubles.
Yeah.
So a couple races.
Okay. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I think all the coaches have like multiple races.
Yeah, but I mean, what he's saying is the relay is not. It's just a little fun thing. I was talking to someone today, and they weren't acting like the relay is going to be fun for them. They
were acting like the relay's like do or die.
No, I mean we're gonna push. It's gonna.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. It's just.
As long as everybody can finish the race.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's always
I don't want to be looking for somebody at a station wondering where they're at.
No,
I'm worried about you, Lauren.
I'm worried about me.
Why are you worried about her?
I'm worried about me.
She's like working every day.
Oh.
I think
I'm a
Monday.
little worried about me.
What do you working? You're working.
Oh, you
hard-
mean like she's
Working.
working? Yeah,
Working.
She's like working the center booth. She's doing a head judge
Yeah.
on Thursday. She's judging on Saturday.
Do you remember the movie E.T.
working.
when E.T.'s like
All
laying there?
emaciated,
Yes,
like-
I picture that
That's
for
gonna be me
Monday.
on Sunday.
Yeah.
That's gonna be me on Sunday.
I just picture that.
Just when if y'all can't find me Sunday, just like come look for me like in a corner somewhere, like just on the floor. Just give me a little snack.
Whatever, dude.
I'll be fine.
Whatever.
I'm gonna be so caffeinated that week.
This chick's had a freaking heart attack.
I'm gonna be. I just saw someone make like a really awful like drink where it was like they took, and I hate energy drinks, but they took energy drinks, made them into ice cubes.
like a margarita.
Yes,
Yeah, I
and then
saw
they
that.
took the pre-workout and put it on the rim of their glass, and then they put the Red Bull or whatever ice cubes in it, and then they put another energy drink on top. I was like,
Gosh.
that's gonna be me.
Well, Lauren. I'm
So it was nice knowing y'all.
Well, everybody out there in podcast land, pray for Coach Lauren.
Pray
Yes.
And her life. So that she still has it after March, at the end of the March. So, if you guys are around, come hang out with us this month. We're gonna have a lot of fun. We actually have HYROX classes on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturday mornings. And we have the BC HYROX Run Club every Tuesday at Memorial Park, 7 p.m. Every Saturday morning, we do a nice, easy long run over off 249. And then on Sunday afternoons at Klein Cane, we have a really cool little track workout. So always good groups to show up, good community. Everybody's welcome. It's free. Come have fun with us. If you're a little curious, everybody can do it. Everything's scalable. And if you just want to hang out with some people, you can come hang out with us. We're pretty fun most of the time. So it's going to be a big week, big month. We're excited that you guys can be a part of it. As usual, I already told you to like, subscribe, do all the other stuff. But you can also support the channel simply by going to patreon.com/running with James, and different levels where you can not only support us, but where we can get you some more content, cool stuff toward the end of the year as well. Also, if you want to get some sweet gear, the race is coming up. You need some race gear. You might as well get some sweet stuff that says BC Fitness on it. Go to mybcfit.com, click the Get Your Gear Now. If you order it now, you should be able to get it in plenty of time for the race. If you wait too long, I can't make any promises.
Don't wait.
Don't wait. Get it, or it's going to be too late. So, guys, remember, we care about you. We love you. We thank you. Share it. Love it. Do it. And remember, when you change your mind,
You
Change your life.
peace out, guys.
Bye.
Change your mind, change your life.